In a small village in Nepal, there lived a Buddhist monk named Tenzin. He was a man of deep discipline and unwavering dedication, respected and revered by everyone in his community. Tenzin's life was centered around the principles of self-control, inner peace, and mindfulness, which he practiced and taught his students daily. However, like everyone, Tenzin's past held secrets, challenges, and stories of transformation known only to a few. One day, a young man named Shinzo arrived at Tenzin's monastery. Shinzo was different from the usual students who came seeking enlightenment or peace. He came from the city, where he had led a chaotic life filled with bad decisions and toxic influences. His world had been full of anger, envy, and the constant lure of wealth. But when Shinzo came to Tenzin, there was a hint of something different in his eyes, a restless yearning, perhaps for a purpose or an escape from his past. Shinzo had heard that Tenzin's monastery was a place where lost souls could find direction. When Shinzo arrived, Tenzin welcomed him with the quiet warmth and poise he was known for. But Tenzin saw through Shinzo's bravado and sensed the turmoil in his heart. Rather than giving him a warm welcome, Tenzin simply asked, "Why are you here?" Shinzo paused, unsure of what to say, and finally muttered, "I don't know. Maybe I'm tired of running from myself." Tenzin simply nodded. "Then be prepared," he said, "because finding oneself is far harder than running away." Tenzin's training was simple yet rigorous. Shinzo was required to wake up at dawn, meditate, and do various tasks around the monastery. Initially, Shinzo found it frustrating. His mind wandered back to his past, to the noise of the city, to the allure of a life without rules. There were moments he wanted to abandon everything and leave. But Tenzin's silent presence and his gentle words kept Shinzo grounded. One evening, Tenzin took Shinzo for a walk to a nearby mountain. As they climbed in silence, Shinzo felt the weight of each step, and his mind began to quiet. At the top, as they looked over the valley, Tenzin broke the silence. "Do you know why I brought you here?" Tenzin asked. Shinzo shook his head. "To show you how small your worries are," Tenzin said. "When we climb high enough, the things that felt like mountains in our minds become small. They lose their power over us." For the first time, Shinzo felt a strange peace. He realized that much of his suffering was self-created, that he was holding on to pain and anger that no longer served him. One day, Tenzin gave Shinzo a challenging task. He asked him to sit by a river and meditate on his darkest memories without running from them. "Face them, Shinzo. If you try to hide from your past, it will only control you more." Sitting by the river, Shinzo's memories flooded back. Failures, betrayals, moments of rage. It was painful, and he wanted to escape. But he stayed, just as Tenzin had asked. Hours passed, and Shinzo felt a strange release, as though the river had carried away the weight of his past. When he returned, Tenzin was waiting with a small smile. "You have faced the shadows," he said. "Now you can choose to walk in the light." Shinzo's time with Tenzin transformed him. He no longer felt the need to prove himself or chase after fleeting pleasures. He had found something more meaningful, a sense of inner strength and calm. Months later, Shinzo left the monastery, but he did not return to his old ways. Instead, he began helping others, sharing the teachings that Tenzin had given him. The young man who once felt lost had now become a guide for others. And somewhere in that small village, Tenzin smiled, knowing that he had not only helped someone, but had created a ripple of change that would spread far beyond what he could see.